Let's talk about why modern women hate the idea of men having their own lives and doing things their own way. Why do these women object when men live in ways that satisfy their own needs and desires? Why is this a problem for women when men decide they don't need women in their lives anymore, or that they just can't handle the drama of relationships? Women in general, and feminists in particular, tell men what they want, but when we give them what they want, they often complain. You've probably been through this before, and it defies all logic, because when he asks a woman for something specific and she actually gives it to him, it doesn't necessarily indicate that a man is looking for something new. When feminists say they want equality, they don't mean it. For example, when women want men to confront them, they really want men to listen to them. Their ultimate goal seems to be to stir up gender divides in society. So when a woman asks a weird, stubborn guy to leave her alone and usually only let attractive guys approach her, that's not what a woman wants. In order to successfully friend beta men and use them for other purposes, women will still want to communicate with them and use them as their ultimate backup when all else fails. According to the theory, feminists who advocate for gender equality should be excited about male autonomy. It's like a group of men who treat women with the same contempt women often show men, but unfortunately choose to favor them over an unusually high sense of responsibility. Cultivating the mind and mindset of a man who will work harder than her and take care of her all her life is the only way to get quality results. One of the raw facts about why modern women loathe being men is that it is challenging for women fighting for equality to know that men should do more of the work, while women get a greater share of the benefits. Some men have recognized this and retired and embraced the mgtow life, when men are told they need them because they are expected to do far more than their fair share, while women provide at least half of the wealth, they will be able to see that they are being exploited. But obviously no woman would do it just to risk a man running away from her, despite what women might claim. If men treat women equally, more men will go their own way, which will not please women or feminists. If women are on our side, they will encourage men who choose to live alone, and our numbers will continue to grow. However, feminists and other mgtow critics are not on our side. In my opinion, most women are just bluffing to win a man's love. When a guy reveals how badly she got hit, she basically makes him feel bad and humiliates him. When men insist on calling women bluff despite their shame, they are usually ignored. That's how relationships work, but women will bluff and say that in our entire culture, they don't need men. Guess what? Men also use this, and other more important reasons, to get their own way. In reality, men in the city are all about asserting our identities and keeping the peace, while women accuse us of being sexist and judging us for choosing our own paths. We basically call women bluff because they depend on us to survive, and if we don't, they lose everything. Women will never agree with us making our own decisions. But if they do, we recognize them for what they really are. Toddlers act like adults. Guys, just because you wear pants doesn't make you a man. The ability of women to enter the workforce and earn enough to support themselves is the only reason why they live and work like other women. For a long time you were banned from wearing pants, but now you really want men in skirts to cut off our genitals when using trans toilets. Not many women actually go their own way, because they rarely start the businesses or government agencies they work in, and rarely build houses. Women can only try to find their way when all the work has been done for them and all resources have been given to them. They don't like mgtow, which makes sense because men continue to control jobs and resources. Because the mgtow movement prohibits people from taking control over resources, they reject it. Likewise, women are reluctant to speak up because it would expose their incompetence and show that they are more dependent on men than they realize or even want to admit. If women are not allowed to work like they were in the 20th century, women who like other women will disappear overnight as they all look for husbands to support them. They will focus more on how much they spend on their lifestyle than their close relationships. They don't even think about physical intimacy. It wasn't until the mid to late 20th century that women acquired a lifestyle in which they could romantically interact with other women in public. As more men leave home, build their own wealth and live their own lives, women become poorer or more reliant on credit and the government. I think women usually say something else, but actually they mean something else. Because it's the norm in society, they can't seem to deal with anything in life head on. Therefore, it may also be a biological trait. They don't take things literally like men do, but they're always trying to sneak into our heads. Men can't be deliberately aggressive, because in the real world, we have many targets. However, women can't be mysterious or direct because when things go wrong we know what they're doing, where they stand on an issue, or what their real motivations are, and they don't want us to fully understand them to take responsibility. It is because women are physically and mentally more vulnerable than men. Throughout history, female genes that more effectively influenced males were passed on to the next generation. They hate mgtow because it goes against their beliefs, and they're angry that we take it literally instead of using it as a test to put them in the right place. Men today can be divided into two categories. The first group consisted of weak men who succumb to the whims of women. The second category includes the blue pill who want to please women in order to develop intimacy with them and discover true love. They respect the wishes of women. Then there are men who go their own way and take seriously women's claims that they don't need men. If this is the case, they argue, then enjoying intimacy and taking all the risks is no longer a good reason for a man to stay in a relationship. At least in the past, people used to die in conflict with less pain and suffering. There are far worse things for a man today than a man who dies in a divorce, losing his home, kids, wife, and purpose in life. Respect and self-respect aside, women just want us to fall into a trap, and having manipulated sex is our battleground against them. Women gain power by portraying vulnerability because it motivates men to commit, and care. Men, however, will go their own way, seeking other reasons for existence than protecting women, while women are increasingly asserting their power. If women don't need our protection, then why are we still here? While women want men to stay with them, take care of them, and listen to their problems, they also want men to think they are separate from us. Feminism has ruined most Western women by promising freedom from men. Women need men more than they realize because they are dissatisfied with their jobs and turned into crazy lonely catgirls. But they won't admit it. As long as it is taboo, they will gradually understand. As our culture becomes more conservative in the years to come, women will claim they need men because it's trendy, not because it's true. Many men will really respond and help women who turn to men for help, and restore the so-called conventional relationship. Neo-traditionalism will encourage women to enlist the help of men, which will make a comeback. Then it is likely that many men will answer their call and come to their aid. In return, they will gain traditional relationships, and new neo-traditionalist brands will emerge. If feminists continue to destroy our culture by importing large numbers of conservative populations, influential people will eventually leave the country where they are valued. Men who prefer to act independently tend to stay away from women and avoid play. Instead, we chose to stay in the filthy Liberty City. As a result, we accumulate more wealth and alienate women who are disillusioned when they see what is unobtainable. In a nutshell, here's the naked truth about why modern women hate mgtow men. This is because it goes against what they want to achieve and it puts them in a precarious position when they have to deal with life's wrath together without a man's help and support. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.